Hi Leo, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading for February. I hope you're well. I do want to take a second to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Leo out there. So guys, take what resonates for you and just leave the rest for someone else. Please keep in mind that the energies can reverse. So if it is resonating, Leo, you get in where you fit in, even if it's on the other side. But as always, don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Leo? Wow, okay. All right, Leo, you are starting out with the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. You have the Eight of Cups reversed and the Five of Swords in the reverse. So there's something that is karmic that is going on here. It's a karmic cycle or a karmic lesson, but there's something karmically related to this. It is revolving around somebody who may be returning, or you might be returning to someone in order to resolve conflicts. Now, I do see you not being full of ego. There's some sort of decision that needs to be made. You're trying to get the clarity that you need in the situation. And I do feel like you will, and you will make the decision. There's also, though, a need for you to really focus on yourself here. It's almost like you're so focused on resolving a conflict that you're kind of not attending to your own self, your own stability, self-care. There's a lot of self-care that needs to be done here. I'm also seeing that you could be experiencing some financial problems because there's a lack of financial stability that's occurring right now. And also the person that is coming back towards you, or that either you or the other person, there could be like a lack of commitment issue that you're dealing with. So let's go ahead and look at who you're dealing with. Show me who is in Leo's energy. All right, so the person in your energy, we have the King of Pentacles. You could be dealing with a Virgo, Taurus, or a Capricorn. We have the King of Swords in the reverse, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and we have the World. So this is somebody who works very hard. I do feel like this is your person. Like this is like a soulmate or a divine partner for you. This person tends to wear a mask, though. I also feel like this is somebody who, you know, they could have cut you out, or you may have cut them out in the past. They may not be completely honest. This is why we're seeing this energy of trying to make this decision. And I also feel like this person may not have been talking to you for a while. It does look like, though, that the lack of communication had to do with work-related or financial issues, because this person is a hard worker. There's somebody that is trying to like become the top of their, you know, come to the top of their game. They're trying to like be better than all the rest at whatever it is that they do. So I do feel like there's a cycle closing out for this person so that a new cycle can begin. This person could have been angry with you. That may be why either they walked away or they're angry that you did. Let me see the energy between Leo and this person. Ooh, the Hierophant. Very strong Taurus energy. So the Hierophant indicates commitment. So you may be married to this person, or you may have been in some sort of a commitment with them. What I am seeing, though, is that there was a disruption in that commitment. And I also feel like you're not on the same page with this person, but I also feel like you want to be. And so do they. So do they. So that's positive. Let me see what's affecting the connection. The Hangman in reverse. Yeah, you're both looking at things now from a different perspective. So whoever walked away has returned, whether it's you or the other person, but it's because whoever it was is looking at it. Well, in fact, you both are, because this is shared energy. You're both looking at this connection and the commitment of this connection in a different way, but it took a long time to get there. Yeah. Now, if this person walked away from you, it may have taken a long time for them to come back towards you. So there's where we see this energy of now making a decision. Let me see your outcome. That wait is over, though, and this person has returned, or you have returned. And I do feel like you both are looking at things very differently. The devil in reverse was showing itself. Show me the outcome. All right, one moment. Ten of Cups reversed and the Three of Wands. Okay, so what I'm seeing is at the end of, the week, the short term, you're not going to be happy because this person is in a waiting energy. Like, so whatever is going on here, this person is trying to close out a cycle so a new cycle can begin. It's putting you in this energy of having to wait. They're responsible for that wait, and that's making you unhappy. You just want to resolve everything. You just want it to be over and done. And I do think it will be, but it's going to take a minute. Yeah, because they're kind of putting on the brakes for some reason. They could have some trust issues. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Cups in the reverse. So this is definitely a love situation, and you both have deep love for each other. There was an ending here, and I do feel that there's a new beginning that is trying to come in. However, it's being stalled, and that's making you unhappy. So let's clarify the reading. Spirit, why is the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse? Oh, yeah, some of you are married to this person or living with this person, perhaps a long-term relationship. All right, so we have the Knight of Cups reversed. We have the Four of Wands. You're kind of holding back emotionally. Yeah, it's almost this energy of, until we're on the same page, I'm not going to really give up my feelings and emotions. But you see this person as marriage material, or somebody that you do want to create a solid base with. I do feel like you're not going to give your feelings and emotions, though, until you feel like there's commitment here. And there does seem to be like holding back a little bit on the commitment, perhaps. Let me see why the Eight of Cups is in reverse. Why is the Eight of Cups in reverse? Ooh, Ace of Cups. Nice. All right. So we have the Two of Wands. We have the Ace of Cups. Now, it's underlying energy. It's in the reverse. And then we have the Three of Cups. So you love this person. You have deep, deep, strong feelings for this person. Yeah, you definitely do. You were hoping, you were planning, and you were waiting for a reunion. So I feel like there is a reunion coming in here. I feel like this is something you planned for, you wanted. And honestly, I think, Leo, you would choose this person over all others. So them coming back towards you has made you very happy. And I feel like it's them coming towards you. So let me look at the, because you've already decided in your mind that, you want to be with this person. Yeah, and there's the stalled energy, the Chariot reversed, and the Nine of Swords. So there may still be some conflicts between you and this person that is not being resolved. I feel like there was some significant conflicts. You may even feel like this person was in their ego. And it's not completely resolved. There's something here that's not moving forward, possibly to do with commitment. Because I feel like you're all in and you're really worried that this person's not going to be taking charge of the situation and moving forward, in any kind of a hurry. And I don't see them hurrying. There is this waiting energy, and that's causing you a lot of distress. Yeah, it's causing you a lot of distress. Let's look at their energy. Spirit, why is the King of Pentacles here for Leo? Okay. All right, we have the Ace of Wands reversed. We have the Empress. Very, very strong Taurus energy. Also some Libra energy, strong Libra energy. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. All right, so this person has you on a pedestal. I will tell you that. But they have been working very hard. It's almost this energy that they've burnt themselves out. They've worked so hard that they've just burnt themselves out. I do see the ending that occurred between the two of you, and I also feel like this person felt stuck, like their life wasn't moving forward in any kind of a positive direction. It looks like they poured themselves into work, like I said, trying to be the best at what they could be. I see them manifesting money, and they definitely feel like they deserve, you know, the accolades, and they deserve the financial rewards for all the work that they've put in. But they've kind of burnt themselves out a little bit. They're not feeling the love and the passion that they once did. They also are aware that if they don't come towards you in the correct manner, that you're not going to have anything to do with them. Nothing's going to move forward. So this person may have approached you in the past in a very physical, like, you know, sexual way. And now they're realizing, you know, Leo's not going to put up with that kind of energy. You expect to be treated, you know, like the Empress, or in a way that, you know, is dignified. So they've had to come to that realization, but I do feel like they're willing to do that. Let me see why the King of Swords is in reverse. Page of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, they're going to come towards you. So I feel like there was a gap in the communication where this person wasn't talking to you. They may have been keeping their desires for you at bay. This person is going to let you know that they want this new beginning. And it's a stable new beginning, Leo. It actually looks really good. I feel like this person can be a little childish, particularly in how they communicate. And I also feel like they were angry for a while. But I also see that they're viewing you, and they're viewing this connection very differently. They know they can't just come in and, you know, wave their wand around. They're coming in here wanting something stable. They may also talk to you about financial, you know, things that they're working towards, because they do seem to be very, very goal-oriented towards their career or finances and money. And so I do feel like this person, you know, has realigned themselves. They've realigned their goals, and I do feel like you're happy about that. That's probably the reason why you're giving this person a second look, you know. We have the Two of Swords, we have the Moon in reverse, and then we have the Hangman. So they have made a decision that they're not going to move quickly. There's a lot of waiting energy here, and they're going to be transparent about that. There's some things that this person has realized that they need to close out or attend to before they actually make the decision to move forward into this stable new beginning. Now, that being said, I feel like that they do want that, but you feel like they're dragging their feet. You feel like they're keeping things from moving forward. They may be trying to reach a certain level of financial stability before they move forward with this connection as well. But I see you worried about it. You're very concerned that you feel like they're stalling. Let me see the energy between Leo and this person. Okay, Seven of Swords, Judgment reversed, and the Five of Swords. So this person may have been very dishonest with you. Yeah, they could have been very dishonest. And because I see that the two of you, at some point, you were in this relationship and you were all in. At this point, you have your guard up. That's why the two of you aren't on the same page. You have your guard up because this person was deceptive. There's something here in their energy. They may have cheated on you, or they could have been coming at you in a deceptive manner. And now they know they can't do that. They know they made a poor judgment call with all of that. There's definitely some deceit in their energy. And there's a sense here that they feel like you don't know everything that's occurred here. But they have definitely made the decision that they need a change here. They need a change. They felt like they were losing you. And in fact, they may have been, because you were in this Five of Swords energy. Down here, you're trying to resolve that. So there was likely conflict between the two of you. And that's what caused you to pull back your emotions and your feelings. It's also what caused you to feel like maybe you made a poor judgment call in dealing with this person. Let me see what's affecting the connection. Yeah, I can see why you pulled back, but I feel like your heart was still involved, you know, wanting this person to make the changes. But in all honesty, it does appear that they are making those changes, but it's coming slow. All right, so we have the Five of Wands. We have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, so you feel like you could work with this person. You could, as long as this person is choosing you, as long as they're coming towards you with love, with emotions, you know, if they want to reconcile, I feel like you'd be willing to work this out because you feel like there is a soul contract here. And I feel like you were waiting for this person to come towards you. So I feel like they... there is some conflicted feelings this person is having. It's either regarding the stability of the connection, or it could involve, you know, that they have some feelings for someone else. Because there is somebody here, it looks like in their energy, Leo, we have the Seven of Swords, we have this Page of Wands. They may have moved towards someone else because that Page of Wands is coming out here with the Five of Wands. They may have introduced someone else into the connection at some point. That would have likely ended, but there's still some conflicted feelings that they have. Because that other person could be trying to come in and establish a foundation with them as well. But I feel like they don't want you to know that if that's the case. And I also feel like if that is the case, they're not looking at that person in a positive light. They may be trying to keep their options open, though. And if that's the case, they're not going to be telling you. They're keeping that to themselves. So they're conflicted. They have conflicted emotions, whereas you do not. You're like, okay, we can work this out. You're being very cooperative. Let me see your outcome. Show me the outcome between Leo and this person. Show me the outcome between Leo and this person. All right, so we have Justice reversed. Strong, strong Libra energy here. We have the Ace of Swords. And we have the Fool in reverse. Yeah, they're stalling this new beginning. Yeah, it's because they have conflicted emotions and feelings. There is somebody here from their past, it looks like. Somebody new. Either after the two of you broke up, possibly they had a third party, but I do feel that this person has some conflicted feelings and emotions. But I also feel like if there was a third party or there was a new person, they have looked at that and they're like, yeah, I don't think I see that person the same way I did. And they're definitely wanting this new beginning with you. This could also have to do with finances and money, though. And they may not want you to know. They may not want you to know that, you know, there's something to do with finances and money. I do see this person wanting a stable new beginning. They don't feel like things are over between the two of you. But they also felt you slipping away. And they don't want that. So they are... Here we have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. I said stuck energy, but they're going to make a decision here. They definitely are. They want to be sure. They want to have the clarity. And what's going to happen is this Hangman goes into the upright, but it's going to require them to resolve all this internal conflict that they have. Now, this is going to take some time. And in that process, you're wanting clarity. Why is this not moving forward? Why are we not able to resolve the conflicts? Why are we not talking about the things that happened here in the past? You know, are you becoming, or is the other person becoming argumentative when you try to talk to them and try to resolve it? And that's making you feel very anxious, very upset, because you just want this to move forward. And so there's an imbalance here. It's being caused by the conflict that this person is feeling internally. And that internal conflict is what's causing them to hold back, to wait. But ultimately, they want this new beginning. They're just afraid to take the risk. They're afraid to take the risk because they're afraid that it's going to lead to something that's really unbalanced, that's not going to work out. And I do feel like you're wanting the clarity. So you may have to give this person a little bit more time, because they're kind of in a fear state. That's what's holding them back. They may also be afraid of something being revealed here. They may feel that they have to reveal it and that it may cause conflict between the two of you. I definitely feel like the two of you have feelings and emotions for each other. You love each other. They actually have you up on a pedestal at this point, and they know they can't come in with any BS. So there could be things that they know they have to reveal that you're not going to like as well. So if you're really all in, and it looks like you are, I do think that you're going to have to give this person a little bit of time. Bottom of the deck is the King of Wands in the reverse. You could be dealing with an Aries, another Leo like yourself, or Sagittarius. But what this is showing me is that there is this new beginning, this reunion trying to come back in. And it's causing a lot of imbalance for you because this person is not taking action to actually bring it in. So, but just know that they're moving slowly because there's a change in perspective that they need to have. And they're just very conflicted right now. It's not a lack of desire. Let me look at, we'll see if there's any oracles that come out. Any further messages for either Leo or the cross watcher? Leo or the cross watcher. All right, so we have passion, insane chemistry, liking each other equally and having fun. So this is a passionate connection. And then we have date, meeting someone new, dating, getting back out there. So some of you could be saying, look, if you're not going to be moving forward, I'm going to start dating again. Some of you could have actually met somebody new as well, although I don't see that in your energy, but you could be trying to make that decision. I just see this person creating a lot of anxiety right now in your life because it's not moving forward at the rate that you want it to. But I do think it will if you give this person a little bit of time. All right, I hope this has been helpful for you, Leo. If you've resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hype the video if you get the opportunity. And until I see you in your next reading, Leo, know that you are loved, and namaste.